Welcome back to another edition of the Half Hour Huddle here with the Walk On Red Shirts. Today we have former Illinois wide receiver, former first round pick A.J. Jenkins. How are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Bless.
Surviving through quarantine and whatever else is going on right now.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy time right now, man. So I'm just doing my best, man, just like we all is, just trying to stay out from outside, trying to stay inside, you know.
Fair, fair.
So yeah,
So,
yeah.
first question: what's post football life kind of been like for you?
Post football life. I mean, it's been honestly been kind of fun, man. I was in Atlanta for a couple years after I retired, and I just moved down back to Florida. I'm
Hmm.
from Jacksonville, so but I just moved back to Orlando, kind of be close to the family, man. It's cool, man. I mean, no complaints. I'm in the real estate game, so I'm doing that investing thing, and I'm cooling, man. I'm having a good time, honestly. You know,
That's good. It's good. It's
no
probably
complaints
nice
this
not
way.
taking a couple extra shots to the head.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So
So I want to get started. I want to
yeah,
talk
it's
a little
cool.
about your college career here. So when you look at your college career, your first year, you had a couple really big games. Um, how do you think
Hmm.
that had, potentially helped you? Because you kind of look back at the games. You scored a handful of touchdowns. You had a couple of games where you really seemed like you were going to pop off. Um, and then,
Yeah.
how did your freshman year go for you?
My freshman year, it was kind of difficult because of the fact I've never been like on the plane before. So this
Hmm.
the first time I even had to fly to go somewhere. I mean, it was cold. I'm a Florida boy, so going to Illinois, wasn't really the ideal situation. But from what I recall, man, it was pretty cool. I love Coach Zook. I
Hmm.
trust Coach Zook's word. I had a lot of coaches, man, that was saying like a lot of stuff, man, promised me a lot of stuff, man. But Coach Zook just seemed to be just the most cut. Seemed to be like the most, one I could trust. So he made it as comfortable as possible. But
Did he recruit you?
I mean, yeah, man, it's a long time ago. Dog. Yeah, he recruited me. Yeah,
Do you think
and
it
him
had a
and
fact
him
that
and Dan
he?
Dish.
Do you think there was a fact since he used to coach at Florida? Did that help your connection?
Yeah, 100%. My dad is a diehard Gator fan, so my dad,
Hmm.
he wanted me to go to Gator. Like he wanted me to go to Florida. Like he's still probably mad to this day that I chose Illinois, even though I went to NFL. He probably still mad. But Coach Zook definitely though, because I mean, I knew the name, I knew him,
Hmm.
I knew how he kind of like he run his program. He's a player coach, so that's why I wanted to kind of play for like a coach like that. And
So you
yeah,
fast
man. I mean,
forward.
I had to take a chance though.
Yeah, it paid off for you. You fast forward to your junior year, and it
Yeah.
felt like it was your coming out party that
Mhm.
year. You had a really good year. You scored a
Yeah.
bunch of touchdowns, had a lot of yards. Was there just like a switch that got flipped that just everything came together, or like what was it that you know it just seemed like you burst on the scene your junior year?
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. The biggest difference, man, was we changed offensive coordinators, man.
Hmm.
Coach Paul Petrino, that was the main key to a lot of my success, man. He came and I was thinking about transferring, man. At that point, going to my junior year, I was thinking about transferring, and when he came in, he just told me to trust him just like he did, and all I ever wanted was like an opportunity, it's a fair chance, if I don't make the starting roster or make the second team, and that's on me. But I just like, I at least want like a fair chance, go out there and showcase my talent, or whatever. But Coach Paul Petrino, man, that was the main guy, man. He was the dude, man, that pushed me hard, coached me hard, man, hard. And got in the game. He just trusts me, So he called him the plays, and he was the one that let me and Nate just do our thing, you know.
Was
That's the
Nathan
biggest thing
Shieldhouse
I
your
think.
quarterback?
The biggest difference from just my sophomore year to my junior year, because everybody asked me that, like, was I switched? It's kind of more so this I had an offense coordinator, man, that really just believed in me, you know.
Hmm.
It's kind of where that came from.
Was Nathan Shieldhouse your quarterback?
Yeah, yep, Nate. Big Nate. Shout out to Big Nate.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Right. That's my guy right
But
there, man. That's my guy.
so what I was saying is your junior year, you ended up having a really good year because you every game with the exception of one, you had at least 3 catches, and multiple you had at least 4, 5, 6 catches. And at that
Right.
time in the Big Ten, that's a very productive game because the Big Ten still hadn't, I guess you could say, modernized
Right.
into
Yeah.
like I guess more fast-paced football, that everything was just
Mm-hmm.
still super slow moving.
Right.
Uh, for you, there was a couple games in your junior and senior year that you really went off. Your senior year, you had a 268-yard game against Northwestern. Like, do you remember that game? Were you just in the zone? Was it just something that
I
nobody could stop
remember.
you that day?
Shit, I remember that game for sure. I mean, I don't know what they was doing on the defensive side, man. Like they was calling the same defense. We running the same routes.
Oh, you were just running the same routes and they couldn't
The
stop you.
same, man. I probably ran the same about 5 times, but the route that I'm running is about 25 to 30 yards a piece. So we call them routes 5, 6 times that game. I'm like, they just that like they like don't have no answer for it yet. But
Because
but being Coach P, man, no, he just attacked the weakness in the defense, so he got to call the same play.
I mean, if it's working, you might as well just keep running it. It's like when you play Madden and a
Right.
play just works and you just run it 4 times in a row.
Exactly. So why fix it if it
So
ain't broke? Shit.
one thing that's kind of intriguing to me is when you look back at this, uh, your junior year, you beat Penn State. It seemed like you guys throughout there were kind of up and down, where you play really good against some teams, but then potentially falter against ones that you might not, you
Right.
shouldn't have.
Right.
Uh, where do you think that you guys should have improved?
Um. Well, offensive wise, man, I think we just if you look at the production,
Hmm.
I had 90 catches that year. The next receiver only had like 20. So that's a big gap
That's a
far as in
huge
the
gap.
receiver game. Right. So teams, so when we start going into the Big Ten, like far as like playing like O State, Penn State, Wisconsin, teams like that, they just kind of like this. They got me out the game and made us use somebody else. Which I mean, I ain't saying we ain't have no other athletes that could make plays, but we just ain't have no production nowhere else. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it
If
was
you have
kind
a
of
good
hard for
game
us
and you
to.
still have 6 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown, that's a good game, but that's not going to win you the game.
Exactly. So they forced me to rock. They throwing me the ball. I think versus Michigan, I had like 25 targets. I think in one game they were talking about that. How many? Like that's like they broke the record for the how many targets that receiver had got in the at Illinois. But that's just how the way the offense was, man. It's either me or Nate,
Hmm.
and that's just how it was. So when you take me out the equation, I mean somebody's got to step up. That's really what it came to. And then we just ain't. I mean, we had athletes now. I don't want to say that we
Yeah.
didn't have nobody else that could do anything. It just didn't happen. It
The
doesn't happen.
consistency wasn't there.
Right. Right. So that's all it was,
So
man.
you kind of mentioned this part a little bit already, but coming out of college, what intrigued you to go to Illinois?
So I was committed to Georgia Tech at the time because Calvin Johnson was my host at Georgia Tech, and now I'm a Calvin Johnson fanatic. You know,
Well, I feel like everybody loves Calvin Johnson.
right? Exactly. So once he was my host, I'm like, yeah, I'm coming to Georgia Tech. I already love Atlanta, and when I went to Illinois, man, it was just different, bro. Like they just kind of treated me like they really, really wanted me. Most schools, like most schools are kind of like own at that time, like Florida, LSU, Georgia, whatever. They kind of make it seem like you need them more than they need you, type of thing, and
Hmm.
that's fine. That's the way they want to recruit. But
They'll
Illinois was
take
just
the inbound ones. They're not going to try to go to
yeah, they
everybody.
kind of make it seem right. They kind of make it seem like we Georgia, we LSU, they.
Hmm.
But Illinois was like, man, we need you, man. Like we need you, man. Like, and I just felt wanted, I felt needed. And that's ultimately what really made my decision, honestly, man. I'm trying to go to the NFL in 4 years. I don't really care what logo, what chant,
Hmm.
what whatever going on. So that was the only thing. Yeah, truly, Coach Zook and the staff really made me feel wanted. They really did. So hey, I knew it was going to be a risk to go up there, to Illinois to Jacksonville. I mean, that's 2 planes. You got to stop in Atlanta to get
Hmm.
another one to go to Illinois. And I knew it was going to be a risk. I knew my parents probably couldn't afford to go up to every game like they used
Hmm.
to be going to high school. But I had to just do it. I mean, I had to do what was on my heart. You know, I just felt like I felt at home. And a lot of people kind of criticized me for that decision back then, but now they see why I did it. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I've been to Champaign, Illinois. I think I've been to the stadium before. I think it's a great stadium. But
yeah.
one of the things that I feel like the criticism is that it's not really like near too much. So do you think that's why Illinois potentially struggles to get, more players of your caliber?
Um, I mean, at that time, Coach Zook was a very good recruiter.
Oh,
At
I
that time,
believe that
yeah,
one.
yeah. So I mean, I ain't gonna lie, we had a handful of Florida guys from up there, like Corey
Hmm.
Legit. We had
Hmm.
him. We had a couple guys, man, from Jacksonville. So I think Coach Zook got the athletes up there. I don't know about now, but uh, yeah, man, I think we was okay, man. I think we was okay. I just think, like I told you, I think it really came down to the production, the offensive room, because we didn't have
Hmm.
no other body to throw the ball to. I mean, in a sense. So no, but I think Coach Zook did this thing though, far as like getting some quality recruits up here. I think he did his thing.
So, what is your current take on Lovie Smith right now, as he's the current coach at Illinois?
Um, Hell, I thought that was a hell of a good pickup. I mean, I thought, obviously we all know him from the NFL, from
Hmm.
coaching the Bears and
He
whatnot.
went to the Super Bowl.
Right. So I thought that was a good pickup. I mean,
Mhm.
I mean, after after seeing with doing that with Tim Beckman, with the coach before him,
Yeah.
after seeing his era that didn't really do anything, I thought that was a good boost, like a good energy boost. I haven't been back up there since he's been coaching, so I don't know how the environment is
Hmm.
or like the energy is around the stadium and whatnot. But I thought that was a pretty decent pickup. I thought it
It,
was.
it feels like they have moving in the right direction. I mean, last year they upset Wisconsin, who was undefeated at that point. So it seems like
Right.
he's got them at least moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. My bad. Yeah. That's what I think. I mean,
So
like I said, I haven't been up there since, so I don't really know the feeling
two
up
planes
there.
away.
But no. 2 planes away, exactly.
So a couple more questions, then I'll let you get out of here.
Okay.
So going in your entire college career, what was your favorite game, favorite moment, favorite play of your entire 4-year career?
That's a good question. I'll say this. I'll say my freshman year when we played Minnesota, and this is
Okay,
the first game my mom and my dad came up to. I think it was homecoming, I believe so. I
okay.
think it was homecoming. And then we played Minnesota at home. And this is actually honestly the first game I really, really got in. It was like probably the game 6 or 7 that season. And I had 3 catches for 2 touchdowns. But it's just the simple fact that like my mom was able to come up there, man, to see me, to see her baby play for the first time, and I actually scored my first touchdown and stuff in front of her and stuff like that. And that
Was
kind of
there
started my
extra
the
motivation right there?
yeah, man, too focused that game. You know what I'm saying? Got my mom and my dad up here at the same time. And yeah, man, I was a freshman. They finally gave me the opportunity, and that's when Juice Williams was the quarterback
Hmm.
my
I
freshman
remember
year.
Juice. I
Yeah,
remember Juice.
yeah. So yeah, man, I think that has probably be the most impactful game for me. Was that game
Yeah,
right
because
there?
I have your stats in front of me. 3 catches, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not a bad
Yep,
day.
not a bad day at all. Yeah,
So,
man, it
who
was
was the
okay.
best player you ever played with then?
Illinois,
In your college or professional career, it can be anybody, or it can be somebody maybe you played with in high school.
best player. I played with some good dudes. God, dog. Damn. I mean, of course I'm gonna say Nate, 'cause that's my guy, but I'm not gonna be biased.
You're welcome to be
Dog.
biased.
I'm probably have to say either Michael Shore. He was a
Okay.
direct, like he was
He was a
good.
really good running back.
Him or damn, I played with Corey Legit too though. Damn it. Shoot, or Whitney Merciless.
Yeah. You played with some guys, some
Yeah,
real
I mean, I played
dudes.
with these like Vontae Davis. It really is been. Damn, that's a hard one, bro. I'm gonna just say, man, I'm gonna have to just go with Michael. I'm gonna go
Okay.
with Michael, man. Michael, he was a dog, man. Like it took him a while to kind of get going because I remember my freshman year, Jason Ford really was the man.
Hmm.
Far as like the freshman class, as far as running backs, but he kind of caught on sophomore year and the junior year, he just exploded. I don't know what the hell happened. He just started going off. Yeah, he was a dog. I probably say Michael is sure. I mean, but everybody who I mentioned in that, man, y'all in
You
that
just mentioned a
same
bunch of guys who played in the
in the same
NFL.
conversation, right? In the same conversation, man. So
How about the
yeah,
best player you ever played against? And this one's in college.
played against in college. I gotta think of a cornerback.
There were definitely some good ones in your era.
Damn, Junior going Junior gonna hate me to say this, but it was a cornerback from Michigan named Floyd. His last name was Floyd. I think it was number 8 too. He was pretty decent. I like him. I like him. Even though I hate saying Michigan, but I like him though. He was pretty good. It was another dude my junior year, but I think he went to Southern Illinois, like some small school man. He was decent. He was real good. He was real good. I think he went to the league too. I think he went like 6th round, 5th round to the Bengals or something like that point. But
Gave you trouble that day?
yeah, he gave me trouble he was really on my ass though. I'll tell you that. I mean, I should have had over 100 yards, but I caught the ball. He's right there every time though. Like he's like,
Right there on your
I ain't
hip?
get no yak on my hip. I ain't get no yak that game. No yak. Yeah, I'll tell you
You
that.
catch it and going down immediately.
Right there. Right there, he on me. So I mean, after the
So,
game, I talked to him. It was pretty good.
so last question. You've led into this one a little bit. If you weren't going
Okay.
to go to Illinois, where do you think you would have ended up?
Either Florida. It would have been somewhere down south. Either Florida. I think probably been Florida because that's the only school. When I was transferring, when I was going to transfer, that was the school I was looking at to go to was Florida.
Mhm.
But my connect to Florida kind of no, he ended up transferring to another school. But yeah, it probably had to be Florida, like South Florida or something like that. Like I don't really want
Okay.
to come back home. They went to Illinois. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time out today. It was
No
awesome
problem,
getting to
man. Thank
chat for
you.
a little bit.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro.
Awesome.
Appreciate you.
Thanks. Have a good
All
day.
right, bro. You too.